So Fortnite, that's what I know Fortnite is. I'm probably going to keep on reporting him. And also, it's going to be really cool when he finds out that I know engineering. I know that I can just turn off the system and turn it back on. So he knows hacking, and I know how these things work. They think that coding is learning how computers work. No, that's how you give a computer a command. That's not how it works. Understand that there can still be an AI system inside the computer, any computer, and can keep and hold information on you and completely send it to different places automatically. So understand that your own system all the time, no matter what it is. Oh, is that Mr. Fortnite Man? Is that anyone? Who is that? Did you know that I looked up the ranking system in the thing after I cut off the actual stream, then turned it back on, and then the tournaments were there. So thanks for playing. Thanks for playing. The reason why I'm actually smarter than most people actually think I am. You know, they don't know, like the turning on and turning off the thing and thing. So funny, right? It's real. It's real. So you turn it off and turn it on again, and then everything's cool. So that's what happens. We try to send in certain viruses that my PS4 doesn't actually understand nor even take as an actual file and completely ejects from the system, and then it winds up you understanding that signal itself is being blocked by someone, but not for me. So that's what you do. You think you know that you think I don't know about that, but I've been studying that for a long time. Hence the reasons why when I went to my dad's house, my dad's what is it, the word, trailer that everyone hated him for, and all the computers and things like that he constantly hoarded. I made an actual working double memory computer off of it. So just understand that I know where your actual things are, where you're like, what your name is probably, you're probably hired by somebody to fuck with me or some shit like that, or some sort of bullshit, or you're just doing your own shit. So understand that I don't care what you're doing. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't make me feel any better, and it doesn't make me feel any worse. So there you go, man. There you go. This one's called the gaming thing. Gaming. It's like this. You want a game? It's the gaming thumb. Yeah, because it's all like flat and like flipper-like and stuff. So I've been playing games since I was 5 years old. And you understand that I was good at games since I was 5 years old. So that's the reason why it really hurts my feelings that you would try to do something like this. You're terrible. You're a terrible person. Oh my god. But yeah, that's what happens. I'll go back. See if we go back again. See if we can find those tournaments that are actually happening right now. Or if you've done something again, then you can't really. So, you're welcome. No problem. Yeah. Oh wait. Yeah. There they are. Awesome. Good job. Impressive. Impressive. No, that's just easy shit for me that I know already. So impressive is to know exactly who you are, dependent upon who knows me. So if you know a certain person that I'm trying to get rid of, then you'll understand that's probably the reason why you're following me to begin with. And I hope he's not paying you any money, because I really just hope that for 1 second you're doing this because you think it's funny. So understand I probably know who you are already. If not, you are a person that is really dumb of things of what I've said before. So obviously it's probably the reasons why you're actually even covering up your actual name and creating a certain, profile of Fortnite Man who probably doesn't even play Fortnite. So that's impressive. What's more impressive is that I can probably deduce that you are a person either of my step family or of a person that has hired a step family that has actually been talking to a bunch of different people who are actually involved with me. And understand that, yes, that's probably the reasons why I know those different things as well. So I probably know your name, I just don't realize it. But have fun with understanding whether I know those things or not. Is that impressive for you? Is that impressive? A little bit? Are you a little shaky in your pants? Little panties in a knot? Something like that? Want to understand that I know exactly what you're doing? Exactly how you're doing it sometimes? And also, when you say impressive, you're literally incriminating yourself, so you know you're doing this on a recorded stream, right? I'm recording this, and I'm putting this on YouTube for you to understand that you're going to get banned from YouTube probably after this is out. Like in any account you ever make from your IP address, because that's what they do. So, it's the reason why I like YouTube so much. Sometimes. That doesn't make any sense. You can go fuck yourself. It's really, really good to know these things sometimes. To know that people actually want to hurt you. It doesn't mean that they're actually like hurtful or hateful or anything like that. You just be making this because you think it's funny and you're hired by my mom or some shit like that to prove that I'm schizoaffective, and I'm ruining myself, and oh my god, these cigarettes are terrible for me. It's like, yeah, they are. You know what else is terrible? Putting your son in a hospital every single time you think he doesn't have any medication to put in his body. To think that all the symptoms are caused and also propagated and stopped by the actual medication, when in actuality it just stops me from being anxiety ridden. So that's what happens. Because of all the things that I fucking hate and the people that I fucking suspect of doing absolutely terrible fucking things, since my friend, who I was 13, decided to fucking get fucking exposed. That she got exposed by her father. Her father exposed himself to her constantly. He exposed himself. He showed his dick to her all the time. You don't understand my problems or my things at all. And if you really were being hired by anyone, you probably changed sides once you knew what I knew. So I had friends that were fucking like taken advantage of a lot, and then that wound up and happened to make me the one that was being taken advantage of. So the reasons why I don't like a lot of people sometimes is because I suspect them of doing stupid fucking shit like touching children and exposing themselves to their daughters and sons. So yeah, hopefully you're not being hired by them still, or whatever the person you decide to be hired by. You just hopefully get some standards, because professionals have standards, and you're probably not a professional. Understand that I actually tricked the guy who was actually touching kids into overdosing, and it was funny because he thought he was actually connected with the children. Because what happens over time is these people start to lose their minds because they're crazy and stupid that touch children. They believe that they're completely endowed with, like, who said that I was hired? It doesn't matter if you were hired. That's just the insinuation that I'm making, because it's funny when I make an insinuation like that on YouTube and it'll get you investigated for it. God, I love beer. No one said it. No one said it at all. But somehow you're still obsessed with me. And I'm a really low streamer. So obviously you're either someone who's a celebrity, or you're a hacker, which is stupid. That hacker, I'm pretty much deducing, is either hired by somebody to fuck with me and make me look like I'm a bad person, by either people who think that I'm stupid and crazy, or people who just think that I make up everything that I'm saying. Or you're just doing this for fun, because you just think that, you're just like, oh my god, dude, he's just a great guy, I'm just gonna fuck with him and mess with his goddamn stream. I saw your stream. Oh, cool. Okay, it's fine. Whatever. So because you saw my stream doesn't mean you don't have any intention of fucking with me and telling me that you got ha 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 ha. And that stream, it's just like that's recorded. You know that? Like, you could literally be kicked for that shit. You know that? Like, your entire IP address just completely be banned from YouTube, or ever signing in at all. Like, do you know that could happen to you? Like, if you like fuck with people like on stream all the time. Opponent found. Oh darn. Oh, lit. Tight, I know, that's totally lit. Thanks for telling me that's lit. Also, you know what else is lit? Your fucking life. Your life is lit. Life is totally lit. Alright, so I think the check-in hasn't started yet. I think it starts at 6. So, or 6:15 maybe. Yeah, because the deadline to call it. Thanks, you too. Awesome. I'm not a hacker, dude. I'm literally not a hacker. I've never been a hacker in my entire life. I've never been able to not press buttons, and I'm literally playing on this controller. You see these fucking sticks right here? These sticks are fucked up. These sticks don't have the actual thing you're supposed to even have. And I literally beat the shit out of my last goddamn character, the last person that actually even tried to fucking mess with me. So understand, I'm good at this game. And literally my thumbs are hurting right now, getting calluses. But I put lotion on my hands to actually stop that. So, and also I kind of either file down my calluses and stuff like that, or like I would bite the little parts of skin off that are actually numb and stuff like that. I'll just spit it out into the trash can, because you can do that. It's fine. It's okay. Yeah. Cannibalism isn't always bad. Of course, if you don't swallow, it's even better. If If you don't know what that joke I just said is, I've been insinuating that you suck dick. That's what I'm doing. I'm saying if you don't swallow, it's funny, right? It's funny because you don't swallow, cannibalism, eating babies. You know, that's the whole thing. I can be subtle as well, Mr. Man. Oh, that's a good beer. It was a very good beer. Oh. Let's get on another topic. We don't have to talk about Fortnite, man. He's supposed to be watching around, acting like he owns everything, or something like that. Oh, man. So, just realize, like, people can go in, so you can fake commands inside your PS4, try to access your information. I want you to follow me if you're actually, like, gonna, like, stop something. If you're actually that thing. It's the reason why I want you to follow me, because I want you to see things that other people can't see, you know? Like, because they know that, oh my god. You know what is this thing? What does this look like to you? Does it look like a cross? Or is it like a regular flame? So that, does it look like a cross to you? Like a, oh man. You know what's really cool that actually the Catholic Church has actually done is actually like not really like put all their killings on paperwork. I understand that like certain people that like they get rid of things for people and stuff like that, and they think they're like the best in the city and shit like that, and they run the city and stuff. They're just fucking kids or like ruining people or murdering women, prostitutes and things like that because they believe they're sinful and hurtful. Those people, they actually wind up losing their minds sometimes, and then they wind up what is it called? They wind up dying of like weirdly natural causes sometimes, like those people who used to get set on fire from the inside. Yeah, I understand there's an element, a radiative element that can actually do that to you if you eat enough of it. So that's understand that's the reason why it actually happened, and those murders were real, and they can't be proven because those people ate those things willingly. So technically it wasn't even a murder, so it's declassified. It's fine. So yeah, there's tons of things that can kill you, Mr. Man, if you actually have any evil intentions on this actual stream. So just don't have any evil intentions. Please don't. Just be witty and stupid and say lit and say thanks to you too. It's perfectly fine. Oof. You know, oof it. Please wait for check-in to start. I want to see what time the actual check-in starts. It's the 24th. I'm going to register for one of these to the open qualifier week 4. Do you want to enter the tournament? You're taking some software. Yes. I'm going to register, and I don't need the tournament rules yet. I can just apply. I'm going to go, I'll just join, and hopefully I make some money. So I can actually start giving to charities and stuff like that, because, I mean, I don't really need it too much, but I would like to, so. Like Habitat for Humanity. I really wish they'd start doing more work in New Orleans and stuff like that. I really wish they would. Like, I really wish they would start doing more work in New Orleans. Because there are tons of homeless people just in tents that are constantly like not really realizing if they can get a career or a job or have a trade or something like that. If you have a Twit card here, you are fucking in like Flint, dude. Like it's so amazing to actually even do. Like people really need to get their Twit card because there are so many things you can actually do with it with another license. If you have a CDL license and a Twit card, you can get paid like $300,000 to $500,000 per run of actual like equipment to be actually put on ships and stuff like that. No, we don't have people who are just like fucked up and annoying who kept on constantly trying to bypass customs and shit. So yeah, that's what happens sometimes. Is certain people that don't have jobs anymore, even though they're still billionaires because they run the stock market. But that means that they'll have less money most of the time because of the money that they've invested in a bunch of different things sometimes. And they live out like past the country sometimes. They live out past the city. and stuff like that, and have like certain houses that they're able to get. Because they play the stock market constantly, and they use like Morgan Stanley and a bunch of other different kinds of like stock markets and stuff, and don't realize that like the reason why they're actually making money is because of other people that aren't making money. Like certain businesses that are in town that don't train people on purpose to be able to like make certain things like completely stupid in the city, so you can blame the city for all the bad things that happen. That's what happens in New Orleans a lot. Is bad things happen because people outside don't like it. So they want to make it look completely crazy and terrifying. So they hire their friends to make it look all crazy. And they wind up going to jail and they look completely better. But that dude in jail know that he made $2 million in an account offshore for him. And that's the reason why when he gets out in the next 5 years, he'll be a fucking millionaire. And that's the reason why certain dudes have businesses right now. So yeah. There's a lot of shit that people don't know about sometimes in New Orleans. People just think that no other city has it. Like, no other city has the corruption that they have. Like, because they're not New Orleans or Las Vegas or something. It's like, no, that happens everywhere. It happens all the time. Just like racism and stupid pedophilia and absolute incest craziness. So, yeah, it's crazy. It sucks. And it happens all the time, and people get manipulated into doing things by other people who they don't know, or like if you have accidentally get abused by a 30-year-old woman, you hurt other people, and that's the chain of being a victim, basically. So it actually happened to me. So I thought it was PTSD when I started to feel weird and different and stuff like that, but I just realized I was smarter than every other person, and I was faster and stronger, and they just were shitty because they were assholes. There's some of the terrible things that happen to kids a lot, and the reasons why those girls didn't understand why their dad was actually doing things, as he constantly put on the coolest Disney movie that he thought of, and he would just run it on replay all the time, so they would remember, because they were memorizing the songs. That's why they were memorizing the songs. So yeah, they're terrible people that like to smoke weed in front of their goddamn child and then expose themselves, and that's the reason why they're absolute complete pieces of garbage. And they're actually like prominent people in society sometimes that you don't even understand. Or like if you're getting a drink from someone, you're getting a drink from a pedophile, and a person who literally decided to abuse his daughters. And understand that's the reason why I don't like bartenders, because they're called, they were seasonal workers, and they go from drinks. It's like, yeah, that's not cool, because if you realize that their volume or the volume of their work isn't being like, what is it called, rated at all, then they don't become actual good bartenders, and they don't ever make any more money than they actually do. They just completely crush the entire system that's surrounding them, and then they make terrible decisions like fuck a 22-year-old girl when they're 55. But understand that the point is they were following that child as they were being brought through the corridor sometimes. As that's what they do sometimes, is that bartenders will understand who their daughter is, who their person is, because people talk all the time. And that's the reason why they're good bartenders, because they talk to you and stuff like that. And they know your life and stuff like that. So you don't know that they're predatory assholes sometimes that do terrible fucking things to people, and you just really think that they're the best person ever. And their bartenders are sometimes some of the worst people known to men. And it's the reason why I stopped being a bartender, because I didn't want to go from bar to bar to bar and constantly learn a whole bunch of different shit that I didn't give a shit about. And that would make me a manager, but I didn't give a shit about being a manager because I didn't like the people that I was working around. Constantly, people were always doing stupid shit, always fucking around and acting like they knew things. Fucking girls that were underage, constantly doing fucked up shit and turning them to putting their head in a fucking mohawk or some shit like that to appeal to what they thought kids would actually like. So this is the reason why, like, I don't like anything that Hollywood does, or anything that California does in general, because they always think that like they're the forefront of what the kids are like. Front of what the kids like, you'll see people just walking around that you don't know, that they don't know, that they think are just people that want to see people skate, but they're not actually doing that. They're making profiles for kids that they'll put into a system, and then constantly not only watch when they do things and make them famous. They'll make them famous so they can fuck them when there's 14, 15, or 16 like that, and then they'll completely not really ruin their career. Kind of like what happened to what's your boy's name? Macaulay Culkin. Let's see, iCarly. Let's see, a bunch of different other freaking kids that work for Disney and shit like that. They didn't know that half of their producers were like literally pedophiles, and they would come out of jail and literally go back into production, and no one would say a word. And it's fucked up. It's super fucked up. And everyone thinks they're the better person by making kids a part of social media. And it's just like, don't. Like, fucking don't. There are people out there that you will think are completely amazing in making your kid famous, and they're literally trying to fuck them. Like, that's all they're doing. They're trying to fuck them when they're that age, because that's their goddamn preference. Or what they'll do is they'll put them on an even darker page, an even darker web, so that they can't ever get caught. And what they'll do is they'll kidnap the kid, ask for a ransom, and then never get the ransom, fuck the child, and then murder them. Just like, don't understand anything if you don't want to be completely and utterly have your fucking mind blown to wonder why every single person is fucking racist. To understand that, yes, that's rape culture that has made our entire system, that has made black dudes like black girls and white dudes like white girls. It's rape culture. It's absolute rape culture, because what it's done is it's groomed every girl into thinking that every single race that they actually even identify with, or actually having an identity to begin with, even matters at all. Like, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Understand that you're either black or white or whatever the fuck you are, Caucasian, African American, doesn't matter. Doesn't fucking matter. You were in the sun longer, and that's why you're different. Your dad was in the sun longer, and that's why you're different. That's why you have bigger lips. That's why you have other things. That's why you have different attributes, because your ancestors were stronger, because they had to run from animals and also hunt them to actually get food. So great, awesome. Everyone's just amazing. That's all. And also, and it's just fucked up. Even the worst fucked up part is that every African American that has the whole big dick thing, it's not real. It's not real. I've seen black dudes with like little dicks. Like I literally was in a football. When I was 16, I was in a football team that was predominantly black, predominantly African American. So like, I saw black dudes with small dicks. None of them had big dicks. The only one that had a big dick constantly said that he fucked every bitch around there. It's just dudes that literally would fuck bitches for no reason. They would think that oh, that's a fucking status, baby. I fucked that bitch tight. She was fucking sexy, bitch. It's like, no, you've been whacking off since you were 3 years old, and that's the reason why your dick is big. Because you were probably told by your older brother that, oh my god, dude, this bitch is so fine. Oh god, come on. What they would do sometimes, and what people would do in African tribes, is they would tie off their dick. They would tie off their dick and pull out the remainder. So understand that they're hurting themselves. They're hurting their internal organs. They're pushing their organs way too far, and then get deep vein thrombosis in their dick. So that's what happens to their dick. It hurts constantly. They feel a sharp pain on their dick constantly, because that's what happens when people get too big of a dick and it doesn't recess back into your body all the time. Because your body is thinking that, oh my god, your dick's out. That means they have to send it blood. So what it'll do is the tinge, basically, or the deep vein thrombosis, will have blood going to your dick constantly like it's a brain. Yep. I've ever wondered exactly the reasons why black dudes had big dicks. Because that's the reason why. It's the absolute reason why. My friend Brandon, he has the exact same problem, because he's been whacking off since he was 3 years old. Because mom didn't pay attention to him. That's what happened. That's the exact reason that happened. She had other problems all the time. Every mom does. That's the reason why they need a dad. His dad wasn't around. So. And that's the point. It's like a stinging sensation that happens on your dick sometimes. And it gives you a boner if you're actually into pain. You've experienced it before. And then I realized, like, oh my god, I'm jacking my dick off too much. I gotta stop, because it's getting a cramp. My dick is getting a cramp. That's what happens. Your dick gets a cramp. It's just like, it's like I really wish people would understand it and realize that these dudes, like, in the fucking New Orleans, like, that's what happened too. And like in a bunch of different places in New Orleans, there were a bunch of dudes who were in gangs, didn't give a shit about anybody, and started having active sexual relationships with 13, 14, and 15-year-old girls. They thought that, oh, it was completely okay when in the village that my elders did. They'll know that part of their actual thing to give them an excuse to fuck little girls. And that's why they're all weed charges. So, because they don't want people to know that they've actually fucked little girls on a regular basis. And they want them to understand that happens a lot, and they want to treat everybody on that part. Because anyone can literally become a pedophile. Anyone. Even me. So, don't trust me, I guess. There are people who get very angry about it. They kill people and then go to jail, and then that's what happens. They kill people and they go to jail. If I were to hurt someone, understand that I would come up with a plan first to not get blamed. It's the reason why I was able to take care of a certain person to make him do a bigger dose of what he thought was that thing, because he thought by smoking with me, because that's how crazy pedophiles are. They think that by smoking with people, they get their strength. So understand that the African culture wasn't just African culture. It's people who've been too long in the sun and without a goddamn clue. So that's what crazy is, guys. It's not actually just understandably anything. It's just really fucking crazy. So that's what happens. People just started to hate reality, to hate where they were from, or hate what they were doing, and decided to try to change culture and stuff like that. And what people use inside of different revolutions is, like, you'll see the guy in a protest that tries to set a car on fire, and everyone's like, no, don't set the car on fire. But when the car's on fire, everyone pushes it over to put it out. Awesome, good job. But that's the point, is everyone's involved, so they're all a party to what he fucking did. Same thing with pedophilia. It's called making a revolution, the Me Too movement. A whole bunch of women who got abused and a bunch of different things that kind of makes a bunch of different victims even more susceptible to becoming victims. Understand that every revolution itself kind of made a bunch of victims more susceptible to becoming victims again, because they want a festival for it. They want Lollapalooza and fucking like the Edge, bitch, like 104.1 The Edge, motherfucker, fucking tight shit. We're having a festival with all the bitches because we invited them, and that's technically why we're pimps in the first place. Like, understand that's fucking rape culture, like all of it. All in the 90s, every single motherfucker was like, rape me. It's rape culture. It's all rape culture. Every single one of the songs that Kurt Cobain ever said, wrote, or sang was rape culture. And then, decidedly so, some people have to come up with new versions of certain songs to help people get out of certain situations. So what Katy Perry did, she's like, I kissed a girl and I liked it, sort of thing like that. Like the whole bi situation. And she's like, she's not bi, but oh my god, she kissed a girl and she liked it. Maybe other people aren't bi and they'll have to identify as everything that constantly gets ruined all the time. Or you don't have to say that you're constantly gay or some shit like that. You just only say it because people don't like the way you're actually saying it. They don't like what you're saying at all. So understand that dudes experimented that are straight. Doesn't make them gay. They identify it being something that's completely downtrodden. Why the fuck would you constantly have a parade for it? Understand that even if dudes are gay, they still want kids or they want to adopt. They want to constantly be sent around as being like, oh, I do drugs and I fucking... No, that's called mob rape culture. Does anybody know what mob rape culture is? It's not dancing around in with a fucking goddamn noo-noo in your fucking mouth and goddamn like assless chaps on and a cowboy hat. It doesn't make you a good person to be able to be like say that, oh, I love Pride Month, because Pride Month is when you put a dick in your mouth no matter who you are. Everyone's gay on Pride Month. It's like, no, you're an idiot. Stop acting like that's even a sexuality. Stop acting like it's even a thing. It's not a mental disability, but the mental disability comes from the trauma of being constantly judged on what your sexuality should or could be. So just understand that none of those people are really pansexual. None of them are actually going to wind up with any fucking person ever, because they're not pansexual. They're literally fucking dudes. They're just understanding that everything is on the table. So they fuck dudes, get a boyfriend, and then they'll fuck other people. So understand that you're not that sexuality. You're just down for whatever. That's all you are. You're just fucking a dude. You still want a baby. You're just down for whatever. Pansexuals don't give a shit whether or not they have kids or not. Gay dudes sometimes don't even want kids because they're so sexually active. So understand that's the reason why. Like, people just don't get shit. They don't fucking get anything. The flags. Like, do you know that flag is technically eugenics? Because eventually they'll tell you to put on your shirt, and then they'll ask you to identify yourself as a certain sexuality all the time. like certain jobs, certain top jobs tell you like, oh, pick the flag that most represents you. None of them do. They're just fucking colors. They're not a sexuality. The flag doesn't go out and suck dick or like vagina based on its actual colors. Don't act like it's actual thing. Just don't. But it's all rape culture. All of it. Every single ounce of it is just rape culture. Literally, a gay dude hit on me, and if he didn't actually go on the fucking, like, if he didn't actually fucking try to touch me and look at me all the time, I actually would have entertained it. There we go. Once again, thanks for Fortnite, man. I'm gonna have to let you know that, I'm just gonna restart the system.